right? Yeah, I was gonna wait to do this until Wednesday, but Bennie Wylie got hired, which is what we're here to talk about. Bumper!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill, and today I'm going to tell you all about Oklahoma's new hire, Bennie Wylie, the new strength and conditioning coach at the University of Oklahoma. By the way, I should say that this was first reported by Football Scoop, who's really good at nailing down new college football coaching hires across the country. It was later confirmed by Sooner Scoop. Kerry Murdoch does a great job of getting inside the University of Oklahoma and reporting that news for us. For those that don't know, an institution left Oklahoma. His name was Jerry Schmidt. He's the new strength and conditioning coach at Texas A&M after spending 19 years at the University of Oklahoma, contributing to the physical freaks that were Adrian Peterson, Sam Bradford, Gerald McCoy, Landry Jones. Oh. Yeah, maybe not Landry Jones. And recently enough, Baker Mayfield. But now we're starting a new era with the man whose name is Bennie Wylie. Not to be confused with Wiley Post, Harvey Washington Wiley, or Wiley Coyote, who is still #1 Wiley in my book. If you haven't seen pictures of Bennie Wylie, I encourage you to do a Google search because my man is stacked, fam! Like seriously, Bennie Wylie moonlights as Mr. Olympia. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger's looking at Bennie Wylie going,
he's kinda big.
So here are the basics about Bennie Wylie. He served for 3 years as the head strength and conditioning coach at the University of Texas while Charlie Strong was there. When Charlie Strong got fired, so did Bennie Wylie. Bennie Wylie started his own private strength and conditioning training service. But before Texas, he spent a year at Tennessee, and then what is most crucial for us OU fans is that he spent 7 years at Texas Tech. And I'm going to circle back to why that's important in a minute. While he's also spent time in the NFL, where he was an assistant for the Dallas Cowboys for 4 years. He graduated from Sam Houston State, where he played for the Bearcats from 1994 to 1997. He was an all-Southland Conference running back as a senior, where he led the team in rushing, averaging 4.8 yards per carry. It's not too shabby for a strength and conditioning coach, for real. Wylie also won the first season of NBC Strong, which matched high-class, physical freak trainers with trainees, put them together in competition, and saw who could be the best team. So if OU ever wants to put together a CrossFit team for the CrossFit Games, it seems like Bennie Wylie's a natural guy for that. But while at Texas Tech, he saw 14 guys drafted, including Wes Welker, Danny Amendola, and Michael Crabtree. And this is what's most important for us as OU fans. Lincoln Riley hired a guy who was at Texas Tech for all the years he was at Texas Tech. And we're getting to see Riley's MO now. You can look at the coaching staff and you can see all of the coaches that have direct ties to Texas Tech, particularly Mike Leach's Texas Tech and the Texas Tech that Lincoln Riley was so familiar with. Bill Bedenbaugh coached at Texas Tech. Dennis Simmons coached at Texas Tech. Ruffin McNeil coached at Texas Tech. Bennie Wylie coached at Texas Tech. We're beginning to see that Lincoln Riley greatly wants to surround himself with people he knows and people he's worked with in the past, as opposed to, let's say, reach out and go get a guy that he's always had his eye on, which he still might do because, again, Oklahoma still hasn't hired its 10th assistant, and it's anybody's guess as to who that guy could be. But I think this is important to keep an eye on as an OU fan because Texas Tech was great, and Texas Tech's offense was great, but Texas Tech didn't win any national championships, you know what I mean? But back to Bennie Wylie. This is a guy who said in a 2012 ESPN article, which I'll link below in the description, that he sees himself as every position coach's #1 assistant. And like all good football coaches, he also sees his business as raising good young men, not just good football players, which is a line. Which is a platitude that a lot of folks throw out and a lot of folks don't mean, but I still like to hear it when they say it. He also gets great joy out of watching a single play. Because in that single play, where one of his guys has exploded to make a brilliant tackle, to make a brilliant catch, he reflects on how much work went into that single play from everybody on the staff. From the sports nutrition professional to the tutor that sat with that kid during study hall. And he likes to reflect on how much time and effort went into that single brilliant play that might put a team over the top. He believes that motivating people is his true calling. That's what he's good at, which is somebody with a degree in exercise sports science who once wanted to be a strength coach and has all the credentials to be a personal trainer. That is the job. The job is to convince people that they can do things that they never thought that they could do, that they could lift that weight, that they could move that weight, that they could become bigger, faster, stronger, physically better versions of themselves while enhancing their spirit and the spirit of the people around them. That's what you need in a strength and conditioning coach. You need somebody who embodies the culture of the entire program. This is one of the reasons that Jerry Schmidt was so good at his job. He embodied the culture that Bob Stoops wanted Oklahoma to be known for. And that list of things that he embodied is the kind of things that most coaches say they want to embody, but you don't get to really see them acted out. You don't get to really see them put into practice, except in a strength coach. That guy is on the sidelines at every football game. He's also up at 5 a.m. in the morning with all the players. He's also staying on top of players about, hey, are we eating right? Are we taking protein before we go to sleep? Are we getting enough sleep? Are we sticking to our routine? Do we care as much about our mind and our body as we do our schoolwork? There's a reason why Coach Getback is usually an assistant strength and conditioning coach, because he's also a guy who needs to get amped. He needs to get loud. He needs to make sure that everybody knows that this is important, but also have the wherewithal to pull a fiery position coach, a fiery coordinator back off the field so the team doesn't get a penalty, because he's got to have that sort of mindset going all the time. Yes, I need to be loud. Yes, I need to be confident. Yes, I need to be exuberant, but I also have to keep my eye on the ball. He he also likes to take the symbols that he sees that inspire him and inspire his players and work those into workout. Former Texas Tech quarterback Stephen Sheffield put it this way, saying that Wylie was always into Michael Jordan, so they would do sets of 23, or they would do 23 110-yard sprints. Wylie always told them that nobody is going to outwork them. They're always going to work harder than anybody else in the country. According to Sheffield, Wylie put together some of the craziest workouts he's ever seen. Some workouts that he looks back now and says, how did we do that? And then you couldn't complain because Wylie would do the workouts with you. Plus, when your strength coach is not only talking the talk, but he walks the walk, he looks that physically imposing, you know from looking at him that he takes care of his body, and you can see that he practices what he preaches. It's very hard not to respect that guy and not want to do whatever he asks you to do because you believe in him and you believe in yourself. And you can see that in Wylie, who again in this ESPN article put it this way. When asked about what he wants all the players he's worked with to remember him for, Wylie says, quote, I want them to say he loved his family, he had passion, and that he cared about me as an individual. I want every single guy from 1 to 120, scholarship to non-scholarship, to know he loved his family and cared about me as an individual. Man, that's what we all want. That's what we all want in our coaches. That's who we all want to send our kids to play for. All right, we'll talk about more about the new set, this bi-weekly podcast that Patreon donations and Super Chat donations have willed into existence. It would not exist if you guys did not ask for it. I started making these videos because I wanted a safe place to talk about a thing I love. OU, Oklahoma football, college football, sports in general. And I'm so glad that we have this community that we've built together. And my goodness, I can't wait to see what we're going to do. But that's it for me. If you like the videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow. Deuces.